In the number one city on our list today, $2,081 a month could potentially cover rent, food, utilities, transportation, and everyday fun, with close to $1,000 left over. So the average retired American worker receives about $2,081 a month from Social Security. In a city like Minneapolis, that may barely cover rent, healthcare, food, and utilities. But there's a catch. Some international cities are cheap enough to live in, but they're not necessarily easy to retire in legally. Today, we're ranking the 5 cities that give you the strongest combination of affordability, gay friendliness, and an actual path to residency. Hang on till the end when we'll share with you the next 3 steps that you need to take to retire abroad on Social Security alone. Hello, Rainbow people. I'm David.
And I'm John. Welcome to Career Money, brought to you by the Optimized Investment Partner Portugal Golden Opportunities Fund. More on that in a minute. But first, here are the rules. We're starting with one average retired worker Social Security paycheck a month of $2,081. So one retired person, one Social Security benefit, 1-bedroom apartments outside of the city center, normal local lifestyle, nothing extravagant, no job or additional income, especially investment income, no car, base healthcare included only when the reliable data is available. But what's not included? Visa and residency expenses, exploratory trips to these cities to see if you can actually live there, moving expenses, flights home, emergencies, and U.S. taxes. And every city is compared with Minneapolis, where Numbio's current cost of living plus rent index is approximately 57.6. We're ranking affordability first, career confidence second, and retirement practicality third, with the Career Money retirement rating consolidating all that math together for you to make it super simple. But before we start, could you live on $2,081 today? Tell us in the comments below on YouTube where you're currently living and what that amount would cover for you today. For some people, that's probably a car payment. And let us know if this kind of retirement math works for you by giving us a like and a share.
All right, so let's take a look at our Career Money retirement scorecard here. These are the things that we're going to be sharing about each particular city. 1, what is fabulous about that city? The $2,000 a month math. Third, what the queer community is like. We're going to give you a rainbow check-in here, as well as maybe some of the things to look out for when it comes to retirement, what your retirement catch might be. And then, of course, we're going to provide you with the Career Money retirement rating that is specific to this list only.
And here's the deal. Valencia, Athens, Thessaloniki, Mexico City, and Taipei, they might fit the lifestyle budget, but we're not automatically carrying them into this retirement list because retirement is a legal status. It's not just a cheap Airbnb. Depending upon the country, the average Social Security benefit may not satisfy the income requirement for residency, or the country may not offer a straightforward retirement visa at all. So let's get started.
Coming in at number 5, and our first city on the list here is Medellin, Colombia. So the fabulous part about Medellin is its spring-like weather, its excellent private healthcare, its social energy, and its growing queer community.
And it's where Maluma's from.
When it comes to that $2,000 a month math, Medellin's cost of living plus rent index is approximately 38% below Minneapolis. So very reasonable when it comes to the cost of living here. When you look at your rainbow check-in here, Colombia itself scores a 71 on equals. Its legal score is much higher at 92, but its public opinion score is only 50. That gap matters because laws in daily life don't always date each other. But the region of Antigua, where Medellin sits, it itself scores a 71 as well. When it comes to retirement catches, things you might want to be aware of, Colombia's pensionado visa requires pension income that is equal to 3 times current minimum monthly wage, which right now is about $1,200 to $1,600. So you're fine when it comes to the $2,000 a month. But this really depends on current exchange rates or whether or not that monthly wage goes up. Neighborhood safety, traffic, and elevation are also concerns that you may want to take into consideration, especially for folks who have issues with elevation or breathing issues. When it comes to our Career Money retirement rating for this particular city, we are giving it an 8 out of 10 for this list.
Number 4 on our list is Coimbra, Portugal. The fabulousness here comes from its historic, walkable, and university-driven town, and it's far more calm than, say, Lisbon or Porto, of which Coimbra is nearly halfway between the two, but not quite equidistant.
No.
The 2K math here, Our working estimate is approximately $1,412 a month, leaving about $669 from the average Social Security check. Coimbra is around 41% less expensive than Minneapolis, Minnesota, with rent included, whereas Portugal overall is about 30% less than the United States overall.
Making Coimbra cheaper than one of the cheaper places in Portugal.
In Portugal, for sure. The Rainbow Check, you get Portugal's strong national protections and European mobility, but at a much smaller cost and a much smaller gay scene than, say, Lisbon. But both Coimbra and Portugal score a 77 out of 100 on Equaldex, and Portugal scores a 66.99 on ILGA's Rainbow Map. The retirement check here are the hills. The hills are alive. There are so many hills. Your calves may retire fabulous or more fabulous than you ever do. Portugal's D7 visa makes it easy for U.S. citizens to become Portuguese residents, so keep that in mind. For all these reasons, we're giving Coimbra, Portugal, an 8 out of 10. Note, the interest from your investment in the Optimized Investment Partners Portugal Golden Opportunities Fund, which we'll talk about here soon, would cover that $1,412 a month in cost of living for you.
And much, much more.
Much, much more.
All right. Coming in at number 3, our fabulous city is Montevideo, Uruguay. It is fabulous because it is a coastal city. It has amazing political stability, something that we are not experiencing here in the United States. It has really strong healthcare. It is one of the most comfortable legal and social environments for LGBTQ retirees in the world, not just in the Americas. When it comes to your 2K math here, our estimate is that it's approximately about $1,005 a month to live comfortably, leaving you about $650 of cushion for the... Montevideo is about 24% less expensive than Minneapolis, and that's when you include rent. When it comes to your rainbow check here, Uruguay ranks as 3rd globally on Equaldex with a score of 87, including a perfect legal score of 100. Montevideo itself also scores an 87. When it comes to your retirement check here, there aren't a lot of drawbacks, but one of the things you may want to be concerned with here are the costs of groceries and imported goods. These can be expensive, especially when you consider if you're importing from the United States. It is pretty far south in the southern hemisphere, so it takes a lot to bring things to port in Montevideo. And the other thing to keep in mind is Montevideo is a very relaxed city, less so than many other cities. It's probably less rambunctious, as you might say.
Tranquilo, as some would say.
Yes, tranquilo. Uruguay allows foreign pensioners to document their recurring pension income as a means to support their residency, similar to many other countries. And for this reason, we are giving Montevideo an 8 out of 10.
Speaking of creating legal options abroad, if Portugal is still on your list, but the D7 is not the right fit for you, look into the Optimized Investment Partners Portugal Golden Opportunities Fund. It invests exclusively in listed assets. It's cleaner, faster, and fabulous than most pathways to a golden visa. It has golden visa eligibility, no Portuguese bank account is required, and it's also IRA compatible, which is one of its best features for many American retirees. Check the link in the video description for more details.
And speaking of places where you can stretch things, especially your retirement dollars,
David, coming in at number 2 is Cuenca, Ecuador. It's fabulous because it has colonial architecture, mild weather, private healthcare, walkability, and an established retirement community. And in fact, a number of people have slid into our comments and DMs whenever we've covered Ecuador, especially Cuenca, and have confirmed its awesomeness for gay retirees. As for the 2K math, Cuenca's combined cost and rent index is approximately 61% below Minneapolis, making it one of the most affordable, practical retirement cities in the entire Western Hemisphere. As for the rainbow math, Ecuador scores, as for the rainbow check, I guess it could be math. Ecuador scores 65 on Equaldex. Its legal score is strong at 89, but the public opinion index is at a 42. So it has one of the largest law versus lived acceptance gaps on this entire list. Ajuay province, in which Cuenca is the capital, also scores a 65 out of 100, with legal rights scoring at 89 out of 100, according to Equaldex. The retirement catch here is Cuenca has a smaller gay scene. It sits high in the altitude, and it requires a careful research for healthcare coverage and neighborhood comfort. For all these reasons, we're giving Cuenca, Ecuador, a Queer Money retirement rating of 9 out of 10.
So tell us, would you choose a larger monthly cushion in your budget or stronger LGBTQ protections? The reason we ask this is because both of the top 2 cities win primarily on affordability. But affordability cannot make every social and legal concern disappear in a bowl of cheap pad thai.
Now I'm hungry.
Speaking of pad thai or Thailand, our number one city is from Thailand, and that is Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is fabulous because of its warm weather, its outstanding food scene, its modern private healthcare, the temples, the mountains, and it also has one of Asia's largest retiree communities. When it comes to your 2K math here, our original estimate, get this, for a one-bedroom apartment is approximately $203 a month for an apartment outside of the city center. And estimates show that you can have a complete, modest budget for around $1,050 to $1,350 a month. That leaves you with anywhere from $700 to $1,000 based on that $2,081 that we talked about at the very beginning of the video. And you can use that on anything else from fun to investments.
Investing is fun.
Right? And Numbeo does give Chiang Mai a combined cost of living and rent index of 57% below that of Minneapolis. So it is definitely a very affordable location.
Just think about it. The rent, $283. Some people's cable bill is more expensive than that.
That is exactly right. Yeah. When it comes to the rainbow check, Thailand scores a 65 on Equal Dex. Public opinion here is stronger than the legal score. So public opinion is 67 versus a 63 for the legal score. Chiang Mai itself individually also sits at a 65. It's funny how this keeps on happening. When it comes to the retirement catch, Thailand's retirement visa uses either a bank balance or a monthly income of $65,000 to determine whether or not you're eligible. So this makes your eligibility very sensitive to the exchange rate. Chiang Mai also has an annual forest fire or smoke season that can be brutal for those with respiratory health issues. So for all of these reasons, we are giving it our number one ranking, and we are giving it a 9 out of 10 on the Queer Money Retirement Rating.
So Chiang Mai wins for the math, but it may not necessarily win for someone who puts Western-style legal protections above affordability. So which city should you choose? Well, for the most affordable is Chiang Mai. The best affordable Western Hemisphere option is probably Cuenca. The strongest queer confidence, Montevideo. Best European value, Coimbra. But here's the real verdict. You may be able to support your basic lifestyle abroad on one Social Security check, but Social Security alone doesn't mean Social Security without a backup plan. So you still need money for things like visa applications and deposits, healthcare and insurance, flights home, currency swings, emergencies, U.S. and foreign taxes,
Yes.
and the occasional fabulous decision that you made that was not technically in the budget. Because those bitches always flare up.
Well, we know that you do that because we do too. All right, we said at the outset we were going to give you the next 3 steps that you need to take if you want to retire abroad on Social Security alone. So the first thing is to replace that 2081 average with your real number. Log into SSA.gov and find out what your actual benefit estimate is, especially if you are close to getting Social Security or taking Social Security. And then create 3 budgets with that number. Your basic bitch lifestyle budget, your comfortable lifestyle budget, and your fabulous but still sustainable lifestyle budget. Don't move to a country based on somebody else's Social Security estimate or check amount or this video alone. The second thing is we want you to apply the 3-gate test. And we want you to do this before you fall in love with any city. We want you to confirm, 1, can you afford everyday life there? Can you qualify to live in that country legally? And can you access quality health care and live openly? If a city fails one of these gates, it's a vacation candidate. It is not your retirement plan. Then the third thing is to test drive before you retire. Spend about 30 to 90 days living in a city as normally as possible, not a vacation lifestyle. We want you to think about renting outside of the tourist areas, buying groceries and making your own food, finding and visiting a doctor, testing out what public transportation is like, finding and integrating yourself with the LGBT community, not just sitting at a bar having a cocktail. And then finally, experience weather when tourism marketers aren't posting about it on social media, i.e. the off-season.
If retiring abroad feels like a logistical and financial nightmare, start with our Career Money Retire Abroad checklist at the link in the podcast player or in the description of this video. It starts with the financial, legal, healthcare, and lifestyle questions to answer before choosing your new home. And watch more of our International Gay Retirement Cities playlist here on YouTube. And until next time, retire by design,
Not by default.